President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden honored President William Ruto with one of the biggest state dinners ever thrown at the White House. Close to 500 guests attended the first state dinner for an African nation since 2008. At the dinner, President Ruto said the state visit to the United States of America has reinforced the enduring friendship, solidarity, and mutual endeavors that have united the two nations. He said the partnership between Kenya and the U.S. has yielded significant achievements over the past 60 years. Bushebi Jr. tells us more.
The White House pulled out all the stops for President William Ruto's state dinner. Dr. Ruto, who likes gospel and country music, was treated to one. This was a nod to President William Ruto, who not only likes country music, but is Kenya's first evangelical Christian president. They've got Canadian bacon on their pizza pie. They've got cool Coronas and they're still alive. Shouldn't say Corona. The state banquet had no dress code theme. This meant attendees were free to pick what was favorite for them. The host, President Joe Biden, and his spouse Jill were first to arrive. They walked hand in hand, with Jill donning a blue, long, shiny dress designed with glitters, as President Biden put on a black suit with a bow tie. Their arrival was punctuated with tunes of musical instruments played by the military men. The two had minutes of photo session outside the White House before taking position on the red carpet to welcome President William Ruto and Kenya's First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto. Mama Rachel Ruto wore a long goldish black dress with a spiral-like pattern at the bottom. She alighted from the left side of the vehicle and walked to meet President William Ruto, who donned a dark navy blue suit and a bow tie. They joined President Biden for a photograph session and were later joined by Ruto's daughters, who looked stunning in long red and black dresses.
President Ruto, you have a message for the people of Haiti. What is it?
They were then ushered into the White House, where they met the delegation that had been invited to the state dinner, including former President Barack Obama. As it approached 8 p.m., toasts were made by the two presidents.
When the sunshine rolling down their face, and the rain falls soft down the field, until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Can you?
And to the enduring bonds of friendship, partnership, and solidarity between Kenya and the United States. To the President.
Worlds collided at the White House as everyone from former President Clinton and Hillary Clinton to actor Sean Penn, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, and Reading Rainbow's LeVar Burton arrived for the state dinner for Kenya. The Clintons smiled and held hands as they posed for photos at Thursday's black tie store, the sixth state dinner for the Biden administration and held in honor of Kenyan President William Ruto. What was on the menu at the White House for Kenyan President William Ruto? It was smoked short ribs and battered lobster. The decor featured fuchsia and purple African orchids and American roses. That's a pairing that symbolized enduring US-Kenyan friendship. Guests dined in the sprawling, transparent pavilion meant to afford sweeping views of the sun setting over the Washington Monument and later stars overhead. More than 1,000 candles were placed along the pavilion walls, while a suspended counterpiece with 15,000 layered reflective metallic strips was there to amplify the candlelight. The gathering was the first White House state dinner for an African nation since 2008, and it was the sixth and largest of the state dinners thrown by Biden. The event was part of the administration's effort to build ties with Africa. Biden failed to keep a promise to visit the continent last year, but this week he said he plans to quote and unquote visit in February after I'm re-elected. A show of optimism about his prospects in November's election. Kenya last had a White House state dinner in 2003. No African nation has had one since President George W. Bush honored Ghana's President John Kufuor 5 years after that. The Bidens previously hosted post-pandemic state dinners for France, South Korea, and India, which featured the Biden administration's previous attendance high of nearly 400 guests, as well as for Australia in October and Japan last month. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bushabe Jr.